Welcome to the deep dive.
Good to be here.
So today we're diving into a topic that touches, well, millions of lives. It's about motherhood.
Right. That whole complex, beautiful, sometimes really demanding journey.
Exactly. And specifically, how to find maybe a bit more calm, a little more joy amidst all the wonderful chaos.
The big one. Because
Yeah.
the expectations on mothers, both from outside and, the ones we put on ourselves,
Mm.
they can be huge.
Definitely. Learning to navigate that seems key.
Yeah.
And for this deep dive, our source material comes from excerpts of a book called 100 Ways to be a Stress-Free Mom and Raise Happy Kids by Lahar Bhatnagar Singh.
And we've really spent some time digging into it, pulling out what felt like the most practical and insightful bets.
Yeah, our mission really is to unpack these ideas together, see what nuggets of wisdom, what mindset shifts maybe you can take away to make your own experience feel, well, a bit less overwhelming and more joyful.
I think what's really interesting about this book, right from the start, is how it frames motherhood.
Uh.
It's not just about raising the child. It presents it as this profound journey for the mother herself. Self-exploration, transformation, even enlightenment.
That's a powerful way to look at it. It pushes back against that idea that it's only about the baby's needs, doesn't it?
Completely. It argues that nurturing the mom, her well-being, her identity, that's actually fundamental, crucial for everyone's happiness.
Okay, so let's unpack that. The author starts with something that sounds simple, almost basic.
Choosing to be happy.
Right. Is it really a choice?
Well, the book argues it is. It's not something you just, find lying around. It's a decision. It even asks you to think, how many minutes, like purely happy minutes, do you have in a day?
That's a challenging question for a busy mom.
It can be surprisingly small sometimes. And the goal isn't instant bliss, but just deciding to intentionally work on increasing that, starting with the choice itself.
And that decision, choosing happiness, it ties directly into valuing yourself, doesn't it?
Yes. The author makes the point that you already have all the reasons you need to be a happy mother.
Because it affects the baby.
Profoundly. Your state of mind, your happiness, it ripples outwards. The book mentions kids carrying the memory of their mom's smile. That image alone, it's a powerful reason why your well-being matters so much. It's literally a gift to your child.
Which leads right into another key point the book makes. Trying to keep the old you alive somehow.
Yeah, because motherhood changes everything. Your lifestyle, your priorities, totally reshaped. But does it have to completely erase who you were before?
The author argues no.
Right. She uses these relatable examples like still loving dance or wanting to wear eyeliner. It's about making adjustments, sure, but finding ways, even tiny pockets of time, to hold on to those parts of yourself.
Even 15 minutes, she suggests.
Exactly. There's even a do-it-today tip. Think of a hobby you used to love and just try to bring it back even for a few minutes at home. It's transformation, not total annihilation of your former self.
And reframing motherhood itself, the book calls it a blessing, a unique kind of pause.
Yeah, a pause that's accepted, expected, and encouraged. Seeing it as an opportunity, not just sacrifice, can shift your whole perspective, make it feel more liberating.
Okay, let's shift gears. Something pretty much every new mom encounters.
Well, let me guess. Advice.
Unsolicited advice. Constantly.
Yep. Suddenly, everyone's an expert on your kid, right? Family, friends, strangers.
The book dives right into that,
Yeah.
suggesting you build a kind of, what was it, mental blind spot?
Yeah, like a conscious filter. You just have to let some of it go. Otherwise, it's just noise adding to the stress.
There's that anecdote about Smita. Her mother-in-law's constant nagging actually affected her milk supply because of the stress.
It shows how that external pressure can have real physical impacts. It's not just in your head.
And that pressure often feeds into this huge struggle, guilt.
Oh, the guilt. It's massive for moms. It comes from everywhere, doesn't it? Society's expectations, comparing yourself.
Especially with social media, seeing all those perfect-looking families.
Right. The height weight charts, the milestones, the school choices.
Yeah.
It's endless comparison.
So what's the antidote the book suggests?
It's actually pretty straightforward, but maybe revolutionary for some.
Yeah.
Chuck, the idea that you owe anyone an explanation or justification for you or your baby.
Just let it go.
Learn to just smile, maybe nod, and move on from comments that aren't helpful.
And redefine motherhood for yourself.
Exactly. The book says it's about taking care of your kids sincerely, not about achieving some impossible standard of perfection. This idea of ditching the achima, the perfect good mother image, it's really central.
Trying to live up to every single piece of advice, like that Sangeeta example in the book, just sounds exhausting.
It is, and it's unnecessary. Perfect parenting, it's a myth. We need to just let that go.
Building on that, the book talks about self-respect, taking pride in just being a mom.
Yeah, because society sometimes links worth to, like, professional titles. But being a mom, that's arguably one of the most vital roles there is.
There's that practical tip too, right? When someone asks, what do you do?
Just own it. I'm a mom to an X-year-old. Say it with pride.
Hmm.
Don't feel like you have to list your CV first.
What about the judgment between moms? That can be really tough. Breastfeeding versus formula, working versus staying home.
Oh, yeah, it can be harsh. The book really pushes for solidarity. Like, view it as a sorority of sisters. Support each other. Don't tear each other down.
There's even a pledge mentioned.
Yeah, a do it today thing.
Yeah.
Make a conscious decision to just not participate in mommy bashing conversations. Actively choose to build a more positive vibe.
Okay, let's pivot a bit to rethinking the actual parenting approach, beyond just letting go of perfection.
The book suggests moving away from seeing yourself as like just an academic coach for your kid.
A coaching institute, yeah.
Right. It contrasts focusing only on IQ and grades with nurturing their emotional side, their spiritual side.
You know, there's that story of Shivali. Her mom was so focused on academics that the actual warmth in their relationship suffered.
It's a really poignant example. The book argues your main job isn't just to raise a smart kid, but a happy, secure kid.
So focusing more on EQ, emotional intelligence.
Yes. And finding simple ways to foster that spiritual side, maybe basic meditation, time in nature, even community service later on. And crucially, letting kids feel all their emotions.
Not just shutting down the negative ones.
Exactly. Guiding them through frustration or sadness, not just trying to stop it.
One really unique idea was trying to see the world through your child's eyes more often, stepping out of the adult role.
Yeah, trying to mimic their perspective. Why do they absolutely need to wear pajamas to the party? Why is mud so fascinating?
It helps you react with more empathy, less frustration.
Definitely. The book compares it to how intensely you experience your favorite movie, totally absorb. That's kind of how kids experience things, moment by moment.
And that suggestion to take small requests seriously, like watching ants?
Right. It sounds tiny, but it connects you to their world, what's important to them right then.
Building on that connection is the idea of trusting your baby more, letting them explore.
Mm-hmm. Starting early.
Yeah.
Trusting them to try getting up after a fall, or figure out the spoon, or attempt to put on their own shirt.
It might be slower, messier.
Way messier sometimes.
Mm.
But the book really emphasizes that interfering less actually builds their independence and confidence in the long run.
It also encourages moms to experiment a bit with parenting and let kids explore within safe limits, which ties into not saying no all the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If no is constant, it loses its power. Save it for the big stuff, the safety issues. Otherwise, you're just constantly squashing their natural curiosity. There's a tip to just observe them exploring sometimes without jumping in immediately.
And empowerment also comes from involving them in decisions, even small ones.
Totally. It builds those decision-making muscles and their self-esteem. Like the story of the grandfather always asking, what do you think? Even choosing the dinner vegetable gives them a little bit of control, some agency.
Okay, let's talk about managing the stress, because it's definitely part of the package. One technique was about reacting after a pause.
Yeah, learning to react after a buffer. That split-second instinct when your kid falls or has a tantrum is often panic or overreaction.
So the advice is, take a breath.
Train yourself to pause, just for a minute, maybe less, before you speak, before you act. It leads to calmer reactions.
And that models calm for the kids, too.
Exactly. Helps them learn to regulate their own emotions over time.
Anger is another big one. The book says accept it, analyze it.
Yeah, it's natural to get angry or upset. But yelling at the kids, often that's not really about what they just did. It's displaced frustration from something else.
So figure out the real root cause.
And deal with that. Talk it out, go for a run, sleep on it, whatever works. But don't just unload on your child. Feeling angry is okay. It's what you do with it.
The book also had this really interesting kind of counterintuitive idea about sad days,
Celebrate them too.
which sounds odd at first.
It does, but think about it. Life isn't just highs. That story about the mother celebrating her thalassemic child's life, acknowledging the immense sadness but celebrating the existence.
Yeah.
It's incredibly powerful.
And it applies to smaller things too, like not getting into the first choice school.
Yeah. Celebrate the journey, the effort, the whole messy, beautiful picture, not just the wins.
And for those times when you just feel like you're failing, like you're a bad mom.
The reminder is crucial. You are absolutely not alone.
Those feelings, losing your temper, feeling anxious, they're So common.
Super common, but often unspoken. Like the example of Vandana with postpartum depression, talking about it, connecting with other moms. It makes such a difference to realize others feel the same way.
And finally, under challenges, the book says, embrace the toughness.
Kind of, yeah. It acknowledges that motherhood is tough, physically, mentally, emotionally, financially. It changes everything.
But the perspective is, if it feels hard, you're probably doing it right.
In a way, the challenges forge you, make you stronger, more empathetic. It's accepting that it's both incredibly difficult and incredibly rewarding. They coexist.
Which leads us perfectly into self-care, maintaining your own identity. The book frames this as essential, right? Not a luxury.
Absolutely non-negotiable. And it starts with something practical, prioritizing chores based on your own parameters.
Not some external ideal of perfection.
Exactly. Moms have an endless to-do list. Decide what actually matters to you, your goals, your personality, not what you think a perfect mom's house should look like.
And then, crucially, making time for yourself daily.
Even when it feels impossible. Remember Sonali? Looked like the perfect mom, but was completely drained inside.
So start small, 10 minutes.
Yeah, the suggestion is maybe 10 minutes in the morning before everyone else wakes up. Quiet spot, cup of tea or coffee. Just be. No distractions. Set the alarm 15 minutes early, just for that piece.
With priorities shifting so much, the book also talks about saying no.
You have to learn. You just can't do everything you did before. Politely declining things, social stuff, family obligations that don't fit your new reality isn't selfish, it's self-preservation.
There's that Paulo Coelho quote mentioned.
Right. Saying yes to others shouldn't mean saying no to yourself. Powerful reminder.
And while you're obviously proud of your kids, the book stresses having your own reasons to be proud too.
Mm-hmm. Things separate from being a mom. Your own accomplishments, skills, interests, nurture that self-esteem that comes from you.
The tip is to consciously talk about things that matter to you, besides the baby.
Yeah. Shift the conversation sometimes. Remind yourself and others of your whole identity.
The book also touches briefly on the physical side, loving your body through the changes.
Accepting those changes, yeah. And getting out, changing the scenery is also part of self-care. Trips are suggested.
Mommy-baby trips or family vacations.
Yeah, described as liberating, educational. Key tips are choosing accommodation that works for you and making sure to include activities you actually enjoy, not just kid-centric stuff.
Like the author taking her daughter to the junk jewelry market.
Exactly. Sharing her interest.
Protecting your energy also means removing yourself from negativity sometimes.
Definitely. Avoid people or situations that just drain you or stress you out. Like that friend who stopped Googling baby symptoms because it just caused anxiety. Create your own peace.
Keeping your mind active is important too. Creativity, learning.
Mm-hmm. Pick up a hobby, learn something new, even half an hour a few times a week. It enriches you. And the book notes it can even help you understand your child's learning process better.
Simple things can help too, like dancing.
Just dance with your kid. Doesn't matter if you're good. 10 minutes of silliness releases endorphins, reduces stress. It mentions dance therapy concepts. Movement is powerful.
Sharing the load at home is another strategy. That family-made dinner idea.
Get everyone involved. Kids, partner, cooking, chores. Teaches responsibility, shares the work, makes it a team effort. Start easy, like with a salad.
For deeper relaxation, the book highlights Savasana from yoga.
The corpse pose.
Yeah.
It's presented as really key for just resetting. Lying down 5 minutes minimum, focusing on your body, your breath, the little sounds around you, grounding.
Screens are another thing, a phone and media-free day.
Big one. Being truly present, not half distracted by your phone. That story about the daughter grabbing the phone during a game. Kids notice. Maybe start once every few months, see how it feels.
And giving yourself permission to choose convenience.
Yes, it's okay. Especially after that initial crazy period. Tailor things to make life easier. Use help if you can get it. Don't feel guilty.
Now, there's that point that sounds a bit edgy. Ditch the damsel in distress attitude. Be a man.
Right, but the context is important. It's not literally be a man. It's challenging that potential tendency to act less capable, almost as a way of seeking equality, which is counterintuitive.
Motherhood itself takes immense strength.
Exactly. Giving birth, dealing with endless messes, handling tantrums. That's strength. So demonstrate capability, like knowing how to change a tire, not because you have to do it all, but own your strength, model it. Don't play helpless.
And overall, it's okay to completely reorganize your life around being a mom.
It's not just okay, it's often necessary and good. This phase clarifies what truly matters. And sometimes that focus can actually make you more efficient with the time you do have for other things, like hobbies.
Okay, let's look at relationships and support systems.
Yeah.
Crucial, the book says. Talk about your journey.
Yeah. Don't just talk about the baby's first steps or whatever. Share your feelings, your struggles, your experience. Let friends and family understand the mom's reality, too. Consciously initiate those conversations.
And the relationship with your partner, foundational.
Hugely important for the child's well-being. Fathers are equal partners, not just babysitters. The book points out they go through big changes, too.
So drop the you don't know anything attitude.
Please encourage their input, their perspective. Maybe sometimes being a bit less hormonal can actually be really helpful, especially in those intense early days.
Asking for help, not a weakness.
Not at all. Lean on people, family, friends, paid help, whatever works for you. Build your village, and don't judge others for how they build theirs.
And sometimes you just need to vent.
Find that ranting bestie, someone who gets it. Keep them on speed dial. And be there for them too, of course.
A huge source of stress the book hits hard. Comparison. Peer pressure.
Just stop comparing. Your life, your kid, your relationship, it's yours. Especially stop comparing to those glossy social media versions of reality.
That Sakshi anecdote, envying photos while having a great relationship herself.
Perfectly illustrates it. You only see the highlight reel. Everyone's journey is unique. There's that Einstein analogy mentioned. Relativity applies here. Your circumstances are specific to you. Focus on your good stuff.
And finally, in relationships, learning to take criticism.
Constructive criticism, yeah. From someone who cares, like your partner. It's hard to hear sometimes, but it can genuinely help you grow.
Ties into laughing at yourself, too.
Builds resilience and models it for your kids. Like the author's daughter laughing after falling in the puddle, trying to handle mistakes with a bit of humor.
Okay, wrapping up. Let's touch on that overall mindset. Take it as it comes. Letting go of rigid timelines seems key.
Definitely. Don't pressure yourself with strict deadlines for getting back to normal. Motherhood has its own rhythm. Let your needs and your baby's needs guide the timing, one step at a time.
And dealing with challenges as they actually happen, not borrowing trouble from the future.
Right, that stress from worrying about what ifs.
Yeah.
The book offers those two questions. Can I change this? Do I need to decide right now?
Often the answer is no.
And that realization itself can ease the anxiety. Breathe, take time, deal with things constructively if and when they arrive.
Positivity is described as a mom's best friend.
It really is fuel.
Yeah.
For you, for your child, you can actively cultivate it through your words, your attitude, your focus.
And having realistic expectations. For yourself and your kids, no perfection.
Exactly. Bad days happen. Learning takes time. Kids get angry or stubborn sometimes. Guide them through it. Don't expect constant perfection. Don't discipline during the meltdown, but don't give in to tantrum-fueled demands either.
And that final challenge. Stop seeing everything as just wins and losses.
Life's more nuanced than that, right? The book argues the only true measure of success for mom or kid is happiness.
So make happiness the yardstick?
Consciously. Not school grades, not external achievements, just happiness.
Wow. Okay, that was definitely a deep dive. We've covered so much there.
Yeah, from the mom's own journey and happiness being central to letting go of judgment, rethinking parenting, trusting kids, managing emotions.
Self-care as a necessity, building support, and adopting that more flexible, realistic mindset.
It really hammers home that being a mother is this unique, incredibly powerful, and, fundamentally important role.
The book literally calls it molding the future of the world, the most important task. But then it spends so much time on the mother's own journey, her happiness, her nirvana.
Which leads to a final thought, perhaps. If this role is about shaping the future, and your own well-being, your own peace, is foundational to doing that well.
Then maybe that nirvana, that personal peace, isn't just for you in isolation.
Maybe your peace, your happiness, your nurtured self. Maybe that is actually one of the most vital contributions you make to that future you're building.
So what does it mean if we view our own well-being not as a luxury, not as secondary?
But as an essential, powerful tool for shaping the world, one child, one interaction at a time.
Something to definitely ponder on your own journey.